Welcome back, Pokemon trainers, to another episode of Pokemon Go. And I was just gifted this ticket for the Psychic Spectacular starting on September 18th. I'm so excited about it. Check out the preview. You can see the new Pokemon Hatena is out there with hat trim. And also looks like Beldum is back. I know that we just had Beldum Community Day. So that's exciting. Yay, new Pokemon. Everybody loves new Pokemon. Shout out to M. Lopez for gifting me that ticket. Wow, look at this. We've already been walking 19 kilometers. I also, guys, am working on the 2 special researches for Galar calling and to the max. We have to visit more power spots and collect more MP. So let's collect that. Boom. All right, we got that. And now, guys, we are going. Oh, hey, look at that. Look what just showed up. A Frigibax in the wild. That is awesome because this guy is so rare. I mean, he barely can even be found in eggs right now. So let's catch him. So let's see what he is. Okay, well, not the best, but still, we're trying to get the candies to evolve him up into Baxcalibur. So that's cool. Guys, look at this right next to the Charmander Dynamax area, the power spot. Look at the Dreepy right there with a pink pulse underneath of it. So that is a power spot spawn. Let's click on it. Oh, hang on. I gotta move around this Pokestop here. Let's see if I can click on it. You see it right there? Ah, it's hard to get. Okay, here, let me just walk over a little bit. Let's go grab it. So I saw this yesterday when I went to Power Spots yesterday. I found a Squovit that had the power spot like indicator above its CP, and look at this, there's a Dreepy here, you guys. So the power spot locations actually do spawn rare Pokemon, or at least they spawn, it seems like, the new Galar Pokemon. So I've seen Squovits here, and now Dreepy is here. The Frigibax was not a power spot spawn, that was just like a regular wild spawn, which is cool. But hey, look at that! Dreepy! Registered to the Pokédex. That's so cool. Just in time for Halloween, guys. It is a dragon and ghost type Pokemon. That is so cool. I love it. He's like a little cannon that like shoots out of his parent's head. He's a catapult Pokemon. It evolves into Dragapult. Such a cool Pokemon. Lizard, dragon, ghost. I mean, it's just awesome. So everyone, today is day 6 of the Adventure Incense fasting health journey, where I talk to you on my soapbox about things that I am super passionate about, that I would love if you guys also join me in your passion for learning and just, you know, getting to know more information and looking at things in a new perspective. So today's topic that I want to share with you guys is burnout, naps, meditation, and taking breaks, and also the importance of rest. So today, as you guys can see, it's very overcast, it's very cloudy, it's kind of gloomy, and it was kind of sort of like raining on and off today. And I don't know about you guys, but when it's this kind of weather where it's cloudy and gloomy, and also it's a little bit cold, notice I'm wearing my sweater today, it's a little discouraging to go outside and play Pokemon Go, am I right? It's hard to get outside and be motivated to go catch them all when the weather seems to be not favorable. But here we are out here, and while I was trying to psych myself up to go out and play in this yucky weather, I thought to myself, you know what, self? Let me just sit down for a moment, okay? Let me just sit down. And I sat down on the couch, and suddenly, before I knew it, I was laying down on the couch. You guys know how it is in rainy weather. You try to gather up your strength, but the rain is just, it's that kind of vibe where it kind of puts you to sleep. How many of you guys use a sound machine to sleep to, by the way? If you guys have trouble sleeping, I highly recommend getting a sound machine, or if you have a some kind of like Amazon Echo Dot or a Google Dot, or any of those types of sound machine players that talk to you and do commands for the internet. You can get those to do that too. Or you can just play a YouTube video off of your phone of a looped soundtrack of rain on a tent. Rain on a camping tent. It's a great, definitely check it out. If you have trouble sleeping, try a sound machine, try the rain sounds. I guarantee it'll help you fall asleep. It always helps me fall asleep. But today I didn't need a sound machine. I had the natural real sound of rain, and it kind of put me to sleep. and I fell asleep. I didn't want to fall asleep, but I did fall asleep. And so what is my body trying to tell me when that happens? Your body's trying to tell you, hey, I'm tired, I would like to take a nap. And so I allowed my body to do that. And when I woke up from the nap, it was a whole hour later, and I woke up and I was looking at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh, a whole hour just passed. And I had a little bit of a anxious or nervous feeling of like, oh my gosh, I was wasting time. But then I realized, you guys, no, this is actually what I want to talk to you about today, because well, all of the topics that I have brought up to you guys have resonated with me and are things that I have learned, which is why I even bring them up to you, is because I'm in a position to talk about them because I have experienced them myself to the point where I'm pretty good at them now. And I still struggle with all of them. You know, we're still human. That's another thing I've been saying, is we always make mistakes all the time, right? We're human. It's not going to stop. But something that I have been really, really hard on myself, guys, especially in the early days of my YouTube career, definitely hardcore in the first 1 and 2 and 3 years of my YouTube career, is I was like, you know, don't take any breaks, don't take any naps, don't take any, you know, just like, if you have to stay up until 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, or hell, just don't even sleep, just to accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. And in my case, it was making a YouTube video. Then I would do that. Like in the first days of YouTube, you guys, I think there was a time where I went like 3 days straight with no sleep, simply because, not because I didn't want to sleep, but because I was grinding those videos, you guys. When all you're concerned about is the YouTube algorithm, you're just constantly like cranking out videos, you're constantly editing, you're constantly filming, you're constantly trying to figure out new content. And what you're not doing is considering the health of your physical body. And that took a toll on me. And you can do that for a while. And I'm sure those of you who, you know, have been through college, right? You guys have been there, where there are times where you have to study for a test, right? It's crunch time. Or like your midterm paper is due. Or like, you know, or like you're at work, right? And your business has a final deadline for an audit or something like that. Or like, let's say you have to go travel somewhere and like your flight's coming up, and like, so you stay up all night the night before and pack your bag, but you really should have packed it like 2 days prior and get some good sleep before you actually get on the flight, right? I mean, there's 1,000,001 ways that this happens, where crunch time hits and your adrenaline kicks in. You get into fight or flight mode because you're not well rested, you're not taking care of yourself, and now your body is going into overdrive, pulling up the ends of the reserves of your energy. Like if your body was a car, right? It's like you're running on fumes because you didn't get any sleep. I'm really glad that I used that example of the car, where your body uses sleep as fuel, because our body is a very complex thing, way more complex than a car, right? That's why you have to study years and years and years and years to be a doctor for humans, or even any kind of animal. A veterinarian too, it takes years of study and years of work. Why? Because animals are complex things, okay? There's a lot going on in here. We're not just running on sleep. We're running on nutrients. We're running on sunlight. We're running on, you know, mental mind power and beliefs, which is why I have been talking about all that other stuff, you know, earlier this week, because what you put in your mind is just as important as what you are eating nutritionally, right? And water too. We run on water. I mean, there's so many things that we run on, but one of the things that are critical, guys, for a human's proper functioning is sleep. Now, you guys know this, and a lot of you guys try to circumnavigate sleep with Red Bull, NOS, energy drinks, coffee, shots of, you know, cappuccino, caffeine pills, Prime, you know, sugary drinks, sodas. A lot of people try to circumnavigate their tired feelings, but if you listen to your tired feeling, what is it actually trying to tell you? Your body is actually trying to tell you, hey, I really need some rest right now. Can you please take some rest? Because caffeine, what it does is it artificially inhibits the caffeine receptors, okay? So that the chemical that causes tiredness is blocked. So that way your body cannot feel tired until the caffeine wears off. But that's why, you guys, caffeine causes you to crash, because once those receptors are free of the caffeine and they become unblocked, that is when the sleepiness and the tiredness chemicals finally are able to connect with those synapses, and suddenly you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. It hits all at once because that's when the caffeine wears off. And that's why a lot of people just constantly keep drinking caffeine, because they don't like that feeling. But it's not a healthy way to live, and it's artificial. So for those of you guys who are addicted to caffeine, and trust me, I'm right there with you, okay? Prior to my 7-day fast, you guys, I was a caffeine addict. Well, prior to my first 3-day fast, I used to drink probably about anywhere between 1 and 4 cups of coffee a day prior to my first fast, which I guess was about, like 2 weeks ago now. So I've been basically about 2 weeks without any caffeine at all. Like nothing, like no caffeine, no energy drinks, no nothing. And I've been doing the fasting. And shout out to my friend Scott, your team leader, because he asked me a great question. He said, are you having withdrawal symptoms? And surprisingly, guys, I think I only had withdrawal symptoms on like day 3 of my 3-day fast. I remember on the 3rd day of the fast, I was like sitting down on my couch and I just was like, oh my God, I like have a headache. I feel terrible. I felt kind of sick. But after I got through that, right, and I just kept going and I didn't feed myself the caffeine that my body was craving, I told it no, right? Just like the food, you have to be mentally strong enough to overpower your body, right? Just like I discussed in the mental fortitude episode. Guess what happened? My body was like, oh, she's not gonna have caffeine? What are we gonna do? And then my body was like, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna sleep. That's exactly what I was telling you guys back there. What happens when you don't fuel yourself with all these artificial caffeines and things that are keeping you guys awake? What happens is your body can finally get the rest that it actually really needs. And let me tell you guys, I have been sleeping like a baby in a good way, not the bad way, in a good way, ever since I've been doing these fasts and ever since I've kicked out caffeine. Usually I have a lot of trouble sleeping at night. Usually I can't get to sleep even if I try to. Like a lot of times for me in my past, you guys, I thought I had insomnia because I could not get to sleep, and I would need to do stuff like melatonin pills and all that kind of stuff just to even try to sleep at night. But guess what's happened ever since I quit caffeine like 2 weeks ago? I've been sleeping like a baby. I have no sleep problems whatsoever. I wake up feeling refreshed. I wake up fully rested, and I wake up early, like for the first time in my life. Like this morning, I woke up at 5:30 to get my morning fruit bowl because we're still on the fast, right? Oh, and there's a puppy over there. See the puppy? Puppy! Sorry, I'm at a dog park right now. And guess what happens? I go to sleep feeling tired around like 11 p.m. Like I'm already in bed at like 10 and I'm like winding down in bed. Like I'm already tired at 10. And then I'm asleep by 11. I wake up at 5:30 and I'm like, hello morning. And I'm in a good mood. I'm not cranky. I'm not like, I want to stay in bed. No, I'm excited to get up. I'm like full of energy. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. It's amazing. I'm telling you, these results really speak for themselves. I can't even believe it myself because I have had so much trouble with falling asleep and waking up and just staying awake throughout the day my entire life. And now I know the reason why, you guys, is because my entire life, okay, ever since school, I have been addicted to caffeine. Always drinking coffee, always drinking Red Bull, always drinking energy drinks, always supplementing with caffeine pills. And so if you guys are ever in that same position as me where you're like, man, why can I never sleep at night and why do I hate waking up in the morning? It might be the caffeine. I know, it sucks because it's so much easier to just take a pill. It's so much easier, right? Rather than change your entire lifestyle to just like supplement yourself with something, right? But guess what? The actual real fix is that you actually need real sleep. I know, it's crazy, right? And so that reminds me to tell you guys about burnout, the main topic here. Now, let's imagine that I did not take that nap today. I'd be kind of cranky right now. I'd be tired and I'd be like, and I'd be in a bad mood. Now, there's something else you guys need to look up, okay? If you've never heard of this, I really need you to look it up, seriously. Look up emotional blindness, okay? A lot of people, especially on the autism spectrum, have emotional blindness, okay? So if you guys struggle to identify and understand why you feel the way that you feel, and you get frustrated at yourself because you're like, man, why am I so upset right now? I can't identify why I'm feeling the feelings that I feel. Cool, thanks David, bye. Sorry, that was really cute. That kid named David wanted to say hi to the video. So shout out to you, David, if you figure out what channel I've got. He has to be in the video from back over there. But anyway, guys, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, at the very least, okay, if you can't cut out caffeine, make sure that you don't run into burnout by taking naps when your body asks you to take a nap. And I know that this isn't feasible all the time, especially for those of you who are working corporate 9-to-5s and your boss is hammering you at 2 p.m. and they're saying like, I need that TPS report on my desk by 4 p.m. I'm quoting the movie Office Space. If you guys haven't watched the movie Office Space, definitely watch it. So, you know, in the corporate world, a lot of people are not sympathetic to naps, but maybe you guys can be that one who changes that. Maybe you can tell your boss like, hey man, look, I'm gonna get off work at 3 p.m. and I'm gonna go home and I'll have you the report in the morning, okay? And really stand up for yourself, you know, really defend yourself. Because here's the thing, if you're tired, do you do a good job at your work? No. And I just heard somebody in the back say, yeah, I do. Yeah, that's because you have a strive for over perfection and overachiever, and you're the one who just loves attention and will do anything to get attention at the back. Okay, hey, everybody's different, all right? Some people are like that, that's cool, but not everybody's like that, all right? Some people are just trying to like keep their head down, get their work done, get their paycheck, and go home. Not everybody's trying to get the gold star from their boss and be the teacher's pet, okay? My friends, what I'm trying to tell you is that listen to your body, okay? That's what this entire 7-day series is trying to teach you guys, is that you should be listening to your body and you should be reprogramming your mind to follow the healthy things that are good for you, for your greatest and highest good, regardless of what the other people around you have been programming you to do, okay? Like your parents, your boss, your culture, your society, your friends, your family, like all these other people are trying to like crack the whip over you and be like, no, you work for me. You're my slave. Well, I'm here to tell you guys, just like on my Ponyta community day, that you guys are free. You're actually free to go. You don't have to do what other people tell you to do. And if your boss has a problem with that, maybe they're not a very good boss. Honestly, if you told your boss like, hey boss, look, I got to give you that report tomorrow. I'm super tired. I need to get some sleep. They should respect you, and honestly they should honor you because you're being honest with them. A bad boss is the one that's gonna be like, no, I need it right now. Like what are you, like 5? So immature. Now I can already hear you guys in the comment section right now, the white collar workers that are 9-to-5 with all the corporate stuff. Look, I get it. There's a lot of bosses out there that are unreasonable. I get it. But that doesn't mean that you have to be unreasonable to your own body. You have to know your limits, because these limits, when they're ignored, is how you hit burnout. I already tried to give you guys the example of me being a YouTuber, right? It's so easy to hit burnout when you're a YouTuber, because you're constantly trying to keep up with the algorithm, and you're constantly trying to churn out content, and you're constantly trying to stay relevant, and you're constantly trying to like just basically, YouTube is like a sink or swim environment. If you're not at the top of the wave getting your content out, then you're sinking. And you guys are probably looking at my views right now on my channel and you're like, damn, she's sinking. But do I give a single F? No, because I'm not trying to swim and ride the wave at the top of the YouTube algorithm. I'm not up there anymore. You know why? Because I don't care anymore. Trying to ride the top of the wave of the YouTube algorithm is a young man's game. That's like 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 years old, where you like can stay up till 4 in the morning and grind. Now, that's still not healthy, but honestly, to even get your head above water on YouTube, you gotta do that in the beginning, just to even get enough content out on time. It's insane. I would not recommend it. I would not recommend a YouTube career for anybody. It is a dog-eat-dog world out there, not to mention all the other problems, but that's a whole nother video. Anyway, what am I trying to say? Guys, you gotta take care of your health. You gotta take pleasure in taking care of your body. Relish it. Be happy about it. Be like, yes, I took care of myself. Like today, I'm super happy that I took a nap. I feel so much better. I feel great. I feel healthy. I'm going to get good sleep tonight. I don't need caffeine. So I want to promote taking care of your mental health, your physical health, and your sleep regimen without using artificial things like caffeine. I don't want to drag out the video too long, so I'm just going to say that if you guys have not heard of emotional blindness, definitely look that up. If you don't know how to meditate and you've never meditated before, definitely look up how to meditate. There's a ton of YouTube videos on it that'll teach you how to do it, okay? It's actually super easy, and even if you can do it for 10 to 15 minutes a day, it's really good and it really helps your mental health, and it is worth it, okay? That's something that I struggled with. I never thought like taking the 10 to 15 minutes a day to do meditation would be healthy. It pays off, okay? Your body will thank you for it. Also, having a good amount of sleep and getting, as much sleep as your body needs is super important, you guys. Ultimately, guys, burnout can happen to anybody in any field, at any age, and at any time. It can just be simply you overworking yourself to the point where you don't even feel like getting out of bed because you don't have any energy left. You've expended all of your energy. You're running on fumes, and your body's asking you to sleep and rest and recover in order to even get up out of the bed again. So if that's you guys, you feel like you're burnt out, you feel like you don't even want to get out of bed, you have no motivation, you have no drive, you're tired all the time, you can't seem to get right even despite having caffeine, that is your call that you might be burnt out. So definitely Google that, guys. There's tons of videos and resources out there to learn about burnout. So I hope this video is helping you guys. We're on day 6, only 1 day left. So excited. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.